Welcome back to Arizona Daily Mix. Here at the Arizona Daily Mix, we are big supporters of our film community. We have our staff that works on films. We know how important it is to our industry as TV, but also to the industry of those in Hollywood and around. And I'm happy to have this gentleman here with us, Jim Ferguson. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Brad. I'm fine. How are you today on this beautiful day?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and I'm very excited to have you on the show because I know how important going to the movies was to me. And I know with this pandemic, things have changed a little bit, and we have people kind of staying away from the theaters, but that is where you really felt what a movie was about. And I'm going to say feel. You really felt it being in a theater. But what you feel is something amazing because you're on a board of a very special group. Tell them what you do.
Yeah, I'm on the board of directors for the Critics' Choice Association. We've been around for 26 years. I'm an original board member. And we have over 300 members, Brad, including Canada. And I'm very proud of that organization because I do talk to critics all over the country, and they feel, just as you said, we need theaters, we need entertainment, we need to get back into the theaters to enjoy the technology of the big screen and the audio and everything else, sound, so very important that these theaters are open.
Yeah, and we're seeing quite a bit of changes happening at the theaters where they're starting to be safer. What I enjoy too is that they've really made social distancing nice, so you kind of like have your own little area there. And we know that the Roadhouse in Scottsdale and also in Tucson is one of the theaters that's doing that. Let's talk about more where they are making it safe for people to get in those theaters.
Okay, that's easy to do. The Roadhouse Cinema in Scottsdale and in Tucson, they are complete CDC compliance. They require face masks. They have sanitation stations after every film. The theater is sanitized. Washing hands is required. It's just a perfect place to go to see a movie and feel good about it and feel safe because they do just an outstanding job at both theaters.
Yeah, and I think people have to realize, as being a critic, you also critique movie theaters. I think people need to realize it's not just about films because you let people know where's the best place to go watch that movie that might not play in another theater that you'll enjoy much better. And that's what we love with you telling us about the Roadhouse.
Well, thank you, Brent. I'm glad you asked that question because I can't think of. Yeah, we do critique theaters around the country. And before the pandemic, I was in LA every week. The Chinese theaters, every theater in the Los Angeles area and New York City, none even compares to Roadhouse Cinema in both Scottsdale and Tucson. It's like a luxury theater. It's like the major leagues of theater. And of course, there's many reasons for that. The cafe, as you walk into the theater, the beautiful bar with big screen TVs, get there early and watch a sporting event. And then, of course, the seats are luxury seats. They recline. And how nice to have a person come up to you and take your order with gloves on and with manners that you can't believe. And I think that's the key to the success of both Roadhouse theaters. The people that they cast, I'll use the word casting, to wait on you, they're just unbelievably as nice and as good as possibly can be.
Yeah, and I think one thing is a lot of theaters have started to take their lead from the Roadhouse on serving the customers in a way that they're going to want to have a movie experience. It's no longer just going to the movie and handing you popcorn and you sit there. It's an experience now, am I right?
It is an experience, and their popcorn is some of the best you can possibly. I think they imported from Chicago. I could be wrong about that, but Brad, as you know, because you've been to Roadhouse, right?
Yeah.
As you leave, if you want to refill a popcorn, it's there for you,
I know.
free.
Shh, don't say anything. I do take some home with me, and then I.
Okay.
So, okay, let's talk about movies that are playing at the Roadhouse because, again, they do get those first runs. Also, they get the second, third runs, too, to bring back some memories to people. But what's going on right now at the Roadhouse?
Well, one movie I really want to plug, and I interviewed Paul Greengrass, the director, writer, and the young lady who co-stars with Tom Hanks in The News of the World. Believe it or not, Brad, we have a Western in Arizona. It's a Western set in 1870 in Texas, right after the Civil War. It's just a beautiful classic film. Certainly will be nominated this year for an Oscar. I guarantee it.
Are you sure? Because I'm going to follow your lead because you've been pretty good when I follow you.
You know, well, thank you. There's another pretty good one too. It's called Fatale, starring Michael Ealy, who I just talked to recently too. And that's kind of a noir mystery thriller, which he is such a fine young actor.
Yeah. All right. What else do you recommend? Anything else you have going on there?
I got to look at the list. But no, I think Wonder Woman is there for sure.
Yeah.
If you missed that, that's still playing there. They have a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, I like what
But
you said right there. You got to look at the list because you know they change all the time. But what's so great is that they are, like we said, first runs. These two that you mentioned, and also I like they bring back some of the classics too for families to go have a family evening at the Roadhouse Cinema in Scottsdale or Tucson.
oh, I know they do have the classics there, and they do change them, which is great. And I can't think of a better place, Brad, to go and watch a movie. Um, Come on, you can never have a big screen like they have there. You can never have the sound effects that they have in that theater, and it's so wonderful. I got so I didn't even want to go to see a movie in LA to screen a movie with other critics because the seats were low. Somebody was always in front of you, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that problem at Roadhouse.
No, you don't. And I like what you said. We got to get back to the theaters to get that movie experience because, yes, they're great at home on your TV, but being in that big theater and the sound rumbling and everything, you feel like you're in the movies, which is great. So we have information.
It's an experience.
It is. We have information for the Roadhouse Cinemas, Scottsdale and Tucson at aztv.com. But how can they find out more about you and, of course, the movies that you critique?
Well, they can watch me on the big screen before the movie at both Roadhouse Cinema in Scottsdale and Tucson. I'm up on the big screen. It's called Before the Movie, and I'm on before every movie with an interview from a filmmaker. Maybe talk to your son up there someday, and of course with the stars of the movies too. I'm still doing interviews on Zoom, and I can't wait till we get back to. I'm sitting across Tom Hanks live, looking him in the eye again.
So, I love it. Jim, thanks for joining us here on the Arizona Daily Mix.
Brad, thank you. It's been a great pleasure. And again, we appreciate at Roadhouse Cinema. I say we because I'm part of that family, and it is a family, Brad. I appreciate your time and your support. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.